Hi there. Thank you for joining us for the Natural Lifestyle Show. I'm Billy.
I'm Angel.
And what's going on today?
Today we're going to give you some tips about how to turn a breech baby naturally, or how to encourage a baby who's in the breech position to turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might need to know that.
I think it was like at our 34th week checkup we found out that Skylar was head up and feet down, which is not a good position for a baby in the third trimester.
So it's not good for the baby to have their chin up at that time, right?
Would not head up, because the baby needs to be born head down. Well, it should be. Some people do breech births, but most hospitals and things won't. So it's a good idea to try to encourage them to turn around in any case.
Turn, boy, turn!
So this is what we did, and he did turn. So I don't know if it was one of these things that we did, hopefully, that encouraged him to turn, but thank God he did turn.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune.
Number one, you can encourage your baby to turn by getting in certain positions. There's different ones that you can choose from, but the most common one that I had seen was you get on your hands and knees and you kind of have your butt up.
Okay.
and you're down on your elbows. And that creates your stomach is kind of it's hard for them to turn when you're standing up or laying down, but if you're like that, it's kind of like a sling, and the baby has more room to move around, and it's supposed to encourage the baby to tuck their chin down and actually kind of flip over, which I wouldn't have thought, but it does.
Okay, gentlemen, if you come home and your wife is in that position, just keep going. Go to the refrigerator, go cut on ESPN. I mean, it's natural.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it like I said, on your hands and knees, or you could do it from the couch down to the floor, or a step down to the floor, because the more inclined your backside is, the more chance he has or she has to turn around. And I did that every day for a while, and so I really did feel like that he turned after a few days of doing that, because we did some other things after that, but I really, from the way he was positioned, I think that might be what did it, but I'm not certain.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is Skylar is going to go for the downslope.
Maybe.
Okay.
So
Olympics.
number one was the position.
Number one.
Number two, we also went to the chiropractor and had the Webster Technique done.
Which is very interesting, because I've been to a chiropractor before. She has never been to one.
Yeah, and so this is my first experience with the chiropractor. The Webster Technique is a technique that's made specifically to help a breech baby turn. And what they do is they make sure your pelvis is lined up, because they say if your pelvis isn't lined up, then it's not enough room at the bottom of your stomach and not comfortable enough for the baby to be down there. And so they see if your legs are even, and the one that's shorter, I think, or longer, I don't know, they figure out which one's out of joint, and they pop your pelvis bone back in, and they did that to me, and it was very interesting, because she was right. The one that
her face lit up.
yeah, the one that she said was out of whack, she pushed it, and I felt it pop in, and it was a nice feeling. It didn't hurt. It was a nice feeling. And she also found a ligament that was tight, and she massaged that for a long time, and it hurt really bad when she started massaging it, but by the end it didn't hurt, so she stretched it out. So she created more room for the baby to have his head down at the bottom, and so whether or not he was already down there, I guess he was more comfortable even if he was already down there.
He's like the Ramada Inn.
So that's number two, the Webster Technique.
That's two.
And number three is encouraging the baby to be down at the bottom of your stomach by making it interesting, because babies are babies, and they're smart and they're curious, and they can see lights through your stomach, and so you can put a flashlight down there and or a disco ball like I did.
Now
we have these little disco balls, and I just put them down there. I mean, and he moved around more when it was down there. I think he liked looking at it.
Which is very interesting, because when we was at the hospital, when we thought you was going to have Skylar, I'm bad about, if I'm in the hospital, I'll play with things. I guess, I don't know if all guys are like that, but this guy is.
Probably. I don't know.
Anyway, so over in the corner in this here room, I seen something very interesting. I'm like, what in the world is this thing? When I put it on, guess what it was? It was a light. So even at the delivery room, they have one.
And
so it must be something to it, folks.
also, Billy would talk to the bottom of my stomach too.
Yep.
And you know, you can play music down there because, you know, if you make it too interesting up top, they might want to stay up top. But if you talk to them at the bottom, then you know they'll be down there where the action is at, basically.
Oh yeah, who don't want to be where the action is?
Yeah, and so I mean, it worked, and I was so nervous because it was like 2 weeks later when we went back, and they were like, he's turned, and
Yeah.
it was wonderful because you know you don't really want that worry. There's enough things to worry about besides having a baby in the wrong position. So
And they was actually a little surprised because they thought they was gonna have to do a few things in the delivery room to get them to turn, but they was actually pleasantly surprised to find out that he had turned.
yeah, if the doctor can do a procedure to turn the baby, but they give you an anti-labor drug, which I don't like drugs, and I didn't want an anti-labor drug to relax my uterus, and then they would manually try to turn the baby, which could cause injury to the baby, the placenta, the umbilical cord. There's risks involved.
Yeah, anytime you're dealing with medications, there are risks.
Yeah, and I think that that's only like 40 or 50% effective, but I read that the Webster Technique is like about 80% effective. So, I mean, invest in going to the chiropractor and or do the position. I mean, I really think that position had a lot to do with him turning. And all of it, you know, together, hopefully encouraged and made it better for him. And,
Now, Webster, that's not the dictionary, is it?
no.
Oh, okay. I just thought I
But
asked.
speaking of the chiropractor, if you have a place near you called The Joint, they have chains all around. It's a very affordable place to go, and it was very professional, very nice. The lady we saw there, she happened to have her own practice elsewhere, and she'd been practicing for like 20 years. And
Very good.
yeah, she comes there and works there too. So I mean, I'm really happy with that place, and I think that we'll probably go back there because I mean, like I said, it was like $30, $29 or something
Yeah,
for the
something
first
like that.
visit, and you can buy a package and it would equal out to like $15 a visit if you want to keep going, which is very affordable for a chiropractor. So I would recommend The Joint, definitely.
Yeah, and I recommend going to a chiropractor anyway. You know, for years I walked around thinking, because I'm a little athletic, you know, I like riding bikes, I like lifting weights, I like doing all this stuff. Never would imagine that going to a chiropractor and them twisting me and popping things and this, man, I'm telling you what, it's amazing.
Yeah, there's really something to it. I think it's beneficial. And we're thinking about taking our little one, Eliana. They have gentle ways of doing it. Instead of manually manipulating, they have like this little air gun type thing that just encourages the joints and things to be in the right alignment so it'll be really safe for her. So we're considering taking her to do some of that. So we hope that you learned some things from this video, and if your baby is breech, I hope that you can try these things and that your baby will turn.
I mean, you could do like Star Wars though. Use the power of the Force.
That's not one of our tips. But please sign up for our social media down below, our newsletter, and our group on Facebook called Living the Natural Life. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up.
Join our group.
Yeah, and we'll be making video again very soon. And check out our old videos. We have a whole bunch of videos on lots of different subjects, and you can learn a lot there too. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.